Welcome to Pulse of the Heartland. Trent is actually out tonight, so you're going to have a much lovelier and better sounding host tonight, of course. We're going to have episode 62. I didn't get time to do a creative name, so if any one of these other guys wants to hop in when they do their drinks, we can definitely do that. But appreciate you guys for logging in. But, if you can, definitely make sure if you're logging in on Twitter, YouTube, definitely subscribe to us. But, Joey, where can they get a hold of us at?
Yep. As always, on Twitter and Instagram, you can find us at Heartland Pulse at Heartland Pulse. And then on Facebook and YouTube, just search Pulse of the Heartland. And if you're following us on YouTube, you're probably watching us right now. And then go ahead and chime in on the chat, and we'll try and get you in here with your comments.
Excellent. All right, well, hell, Joey, what are you drinking tonight?
Just some high-quality H2O. Drove over to Indianapolis, Indiana, staying right across from Lucas Oil Stadium for the evening. And then I got another 8-hour drive back down to Birmingham. So taking it easy for this evening.
You mean Jim Irsay isn't treating you?
Well, there'd be more than drinking if that was happening.
Yeah, he'd be worse off. Well, that's for darn sure.
Exactly. So one thing I have learned in Indy, don't ever order Jimmy John's. It took 2 hours to get here tonight. So that was wonderful.
Jeez.
Yep, 2 hours. And right when I was getting ready to call and cancel it, they sent a message, it's out for delivery, and I went to call and still cancel it, and they said it was already out for delivery, so I would still be charged no matter what. I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? So, yeah, I was super excited. But, yeah.
Was your sandwich somehow warm at that point? Usually you get a cold cut there.
So I got an unwich, and so nothing was warm or anything, but the lettuce was soggy and falling apart. So that kind of sucked. And the Diet Coke I ordered with it was hot. So thank God for ice. Mm-hmm.
Everyone loves a hot Diet Coke. That is a staple of it.
Exactly. Exactly. So yeah, that's all I got for right now. I was going to say, here's the best number 62s. Jason Kelsey. And that's about the only person I know. There's a Wahoo McDaniel. I don't even know who that is, but
Casey Wigman for the Chiefs back in the day. He's from Arlington, Iowa. Or Parkersburg.
Yep. Marco Rivera. I don't know.
I have a feeling, though, if we did the Casey Wigman podcast, no one would get that reference.
No.
So,
Clark,
what are you drinking up there?
So I just poured the last of my Crown Royale.
That's a sad day.
Top that off with a little bit of Coca-Cola. And we are drinking fine over here.
Nice.
Well, hell yeah, man. I'm saying now you got to be a yuppie like us and just start buying it from the can again. You don't want to do that mixing bullshit.
Yeah. I ain't making my own drinks no more. That's too much work.
We're millennials. We want our drinks now. We don't want to wait about 30 seconds to mix it ourselves. Just give it to me in a can.
That's right.
So speaking of that, I was at a wedding this last weekend in Iowa, and it was my cousin Travis. Shout out to Travis and Morgan. Congratulations. But he was drinking that ranch water that I had a few weeks ago that I bought down in Texas. That's those sparkling waters. They make a mixed drink stuff now, like a whole line. And one of them that he had was White Russian, and holy shit, that was good. It was awesome. The Big Lebowski would be proud.
I was gonna say, all right, Gary.
Yep, the dude.
I would say if you ever want a great Mother's Milk, I would say the best one I've ever had is or it's down. I'm sorry, they call it Mother's Milk, but it's a White Russian at Mother's here in Ames. But I don't know. I tried that ranch water once. I was down at what the hell, the Black Sheep down in Des Moines, the Satan bar or whatever. And that ranch water fucking sucks, man. I tried it once. Maybe it needs to be like in hot conditions outside or something, but I was sitting in a bar drinking that. It just tasted like ass, man. I maybe I'm not the crowd, but
which flavor did you have? Do you remember?
Just original. So I mean,
So original tastes like dust. It tastes like LaCroix, like shit. Like I hate it.
Yeah, exactly right. LaCroix. It's supposed to taste good, and it tastes like whatever flavor they filtered it through a condom. It just awful. So
Man, down at Black Sheep, I'm surprised it wasn't like vampire blood flavor or some shit. God, I love that.
oh
bar.
yeah, no, I would say the movies that they show in that bar, that's some of the, that's some of the weirdest shit I've ever seen in a bar. Like just for if anyone cares to watch, one of them's called The Holy Mountain, and it's like some 1970s. I mean, it's just out there. Like the one we were watching, we were trying to figure out. It was directed by John Waters, and he's a weirdo in himself. The guy with the creepy pencil thin mustache, but like I couldn't figure out what movie his was because he's directed like whatever 30 movies, and all of them star all of the same actor. So it's not like you could look at one specific actor and know who it was. It's like I said, Kevin says the Black Sheep is amazing. Sure, bud. I've never been more uncomfortable in public than when I go to the Black Sheep, and like I said, it's a freaky freaking bar, man.
Yeah, that one show we were watching that one time was like a medieval time traveling group orgy that just kept like moving through time and space. I remember just like being mesmerized by what was going on, and there was this little tiny person with this dick that was like the size of the screen. I'm like, what the fuck are we watching down here? But that's what was on TV.
They're like. Yeah, I just remember you and me were watching that. We just went up to the normal bar upstairs and just had drinks for about an hour and a half while everyone apparently was not watching the TV, the one TV that was on there. Maybe that's like the sports addict in me. You know, a screen, I have to look at it, and it was fucking weird. But anyways, Ryan, what are you drinking?
Did you see his message that Wednesdays and Saturdays are apparently swingers nights there?
I didn't see any upside down pineapples though. That's usually the indication.
And that's where Trent needs to be here because I know he was talking about gnomes being a thing too, and I had no clue gnomes. But
that sounds. I think I've heard that one as well, but I think that one's almost can be just innocuous, like a decoration in your yard too.
Mind you, Trent was telling us that at the same time he was buying a gnome.
No, that's true.
I know,
We all just learned a little something about Trent.
Yeah, I told him and Katrina congratulations.
It's a crazy thing, gnomes. I don't know, and also one in my car just in case.
Well, if you're on the go, you got to make sure. No, come on.
Yeah, exactly. For mine, I'm going with some velvet cream amaretto that I got for Father's Day yesterday. Yeah.
Interesting. I don't know if I've ever heard of that.
It's very good, very smooth.
Oh yeah, dude.
It looks like milk.
Yeah, it really does, doesn't it?
Yeah.
It actually is just whole milk. He just doesn't want to. Cool, not how to drink.
Ooh, the burn of whole milk.
Whole milk, baby. Ooh.
All right, Brian, what you got going today?
Speaking of pineapples, just high noon. Shit, there you go. Nice. The pineapple high noon. There's also peach flavor. So I would say I don't know. I got off work today and I forgot to fucking crack my windows, and inside my car was at least 105 degrees in there. So literally after work, but like I didn't even think of going to my apartment and sitting in the AC. I literally went, I'm going to go stand in a beer cooler. Like, I went to Come and Go here, and I just walked in that beer cooler for about 5 minutes, pretend to be perusing, just waiting for my sweat to cool off, and I just saw the high noon, so I was like, hell, I'll give it a shot. I'll give it a shot, and it took me forever to figure out the top, but we got her done.
Kevin and I are going back to Yankton this weekend for a family camping type deal, and I can guarantee you we'll be having some high noons this weekend. There'll be a lot of high noons going on.
Awesome.
I feel like high noon is kind of the yuppie version of seltzers because I feel a little bit more pinky up with it compared to like when I'm drinking Trulies or White Claws. I don't know what it is for something. I think maybe it's just this top here. It's a little blue. It's not just a pull tab like all these rednecks and hillbillies can open. You have to be a little more sophisticated.
Do you feel less basic?
I feel better than some people. So, shit. I'd say we got done with what we've been drinking here. What did we eat this week? Anyone smoke anything?
I didn't smoke anything, but
I did put something on my smoker. Hot dogs. I cooked some hot dogs today on the
Hell yeah.
smoker.
Okay.
They're delicious.
All beef?
Yeah.
What kind of hot dogs are we rolling with?
Oh, I was about to say, you know, what kind of hot dogs does everybody eat? Because in this household, it's nothing but Nathan's bun length.
Okay. Joey?
Bar S most of the time. I go cheap as shit. A hot dog's a hot dog.
It's all
No.
tails and butts, right?
Yep.
I don't know. I always, well, Brian, what do you usually get? Cheap, or do you actually have a name brand?
Not name brand, but we're by my hometown. We have a locker that has the best hot dogs on the planet. So usually I'll get them. Shout out Kaler Locker for their amazing dogs.
Okay. I think I probably just do the cheapest ones as well, but I don't know. I ever since, like, again, you can see anything on TikTok. I saw someone, like, I didn't finish the video, but I saw what they were going for. They had a microscope, and then they had a hot dog, and they slowly started cutting it, and it showed them, like, putting the glass, and, like, you're gonna see what it looks like underneath. I'm like, no, I want to have hot dogs the rest of my life. I want to see what little organisms are moving around in this.
Now, here's another question on hot dogs. Does everyone eat them hot, or will someone eat them cold? Because I love a cold hot dog.
Hot. You got to cook that. All those worms Brian was just getting ready to tell us about, you got to kill those things.
No.
Yeah, that's what you put the half-gallon of vodka in your belly for first, and it just kills everything.
There you go.
Yeah.
No,
I love me a cold dog.
All I know is when I eat hot dogs, I just close my eyes and go, and I just try and eat as much as I can in one bite.
Oh man, we need to make that a gift.
I just love me a hot dog, you know, a half at a time. You know, sometimes if I'm really going for a good time, just. No.
Oh, look at Bougie Katrina with the Nathans. Of course,
Nathan's,
she picks the name brand.
Can't afford that stuff out here.
You reverse osmosis your water. Of course, you're picking high dollar hot dogs.
That's right. If you reverse osmosis
Ever
water,
heard
you're probably
of
buying Nathan's
inflation,
hot dogs.
Yeah, but I did hear, since they had the, I would say, speaking of like kind of meat prices and stuff, my dad works for Tyson, and there's a rumor about, you know, earlier this year they had to kill like 600 million chickens because of that avian flu or whatever. He said he wouldn't be shocked if chicken prices were more than beef prices by the end of the year.
Beef's putting up competition because just this week there were 10,000 head of cattle in western Kansas and Nebraska that just died from heat last week.
Jesus.
Yeah, beef prices are going to go way up.
Man, I can handle these gas prices because I'm not paying for my own gas. Thank you, Equipment Share. But yeah, if this food price keeps going up, they're not going to let me be eating out anymore. So I'm going to have to find something to do.
No, I last I filled in my Chevy Cruze, $72, but I would say
for all 5 gallons.
Yeah, I must have had that thing on E because as far as I know, it has 15 gallons in it, and I pumped 15.2. So that thing had to have been the last little bit was in the hose going in before I got to the gas station.
Damn. I did 3 fill-ups. One when I left, one halfway, and then one when I got here, all for $75.
I feel like your company is going to be begging you to fly by the end of the summer.
Yeah.
So I was looking up tickets for flights and shit, and they're still goddamn expensive. So yeah, that's not happening anymore either. Yeah, I've been told to keep it grounded as much as possible, and I'm sure next it'll be please do virtual trainings. So
yeah. No, but I'm surprised they haven't gotten to that, Joey. Honestly, with how expensive it is, and just kind of, you know, get like 60% of the product that you give, but just be able to do it from your own apartment or something. Yeah,
I mean, I totally would understand if they did that. Like today, I showed up in Indy. We were told by the general manager to come give some training and see, you know, where they could use some help and stuff. And I probably spent less than an hour and a half at the branch because everything was super organized. The guys knew exactly what they were doing. Like I couldn't stump them with anything. And I'm like, I honestly don't know why I'm here. So whatever. Well, I like Indy
at that point.
Yeah, now down to Birmingham and fixing all the crap down there. So
taking over the
not
USFL.
quite the same story down in Ammo.
Yeah, exactly.
Do you listen to the is it Alan Jackson? What's the country singer that sings
Paint me a
Birmingham?
Birmingham.
Yeah. Is
Yes,
that Alan
I do listen
Jackson?
to that. I don't think so.
Tracy.
Tracy
you.
Lawrence. All I know is we had a wrestler on our team. It was Joe Hetherington. He would sing "Paint Me a Birmingham," but he would change it to "Paint Me a Naked Man." So that honestly made the song better for me because I hate country. So.
Oh, that sounds like Joe Dirt.
Oh yeah, absolutely it does. But Joey, you said you had a wedding. What they all cook there?
Oh yeah. So again, cousin Travis got married, and he did 6 pork butts, and they were really, really good. He used Cosmos for the seasonings, and he said all he did was scar it. Barely did any scar or whatever, where you cut it in just a little bit. I can't think of the word right now. Doesn't matter. Yep.
Score.
Oh, score. Thank you. He scored it. Didn't do a whole lot of trimming and just rubbed the shit down and put it on the smoker, and it was really, really good. So, good. Shout out to Travis. It was good. We're even talking about bringing our family bacon fest or smoking fest back and see who has the best meat.
Well, hell yeah! Who rubs their meat down the best and what tastes best in your mouth, right?
That better have a kick-ass looking trophy.
Our Bacon Fest one was pretty damn cool, so I'm sure this one will too.
The winner gets a pack of Nathan's hot dogs since that's the top quality hot dog. They get a pack of those. No one else can afford it.
How do I get in this competition? Exactly. I need some hot dogs.
Drive the 6 hours to Fort Dodge, Iowa.
Yeah, if you even want to deal with Fort Dodge, you're in the competition. I've
always heard it called Fort Dirty. I'm not sure I want to be associated with such a thing. So
I will say this: it has went through a lot of changes since last time I was up there, and it looks pretty damn nice. And yeah, I was pretty damn impressed with the whole area, to be honest with you.
Yes, yeah, I would say there are definitely some nicer areas now. There's some that are classic Dodge, but you know, once a town gets a Buffalo Wild Wings, they kind of move up in the scale.
Oh God, yeah. Yep. And we didn't even eat there. The only place we actually ate at was Village Inn because we got in so late Saturday or Friday night and then left so early Sunday that Village Inn was the only place I even got to eat. So I didn't get to do like Taco Tico or Community or anything like that.
Well, I don't know. Ever since they lost Fazoli's, they've kind of lost my count.
Well, they don't have Taco John's anymore either. That pissed me off. So.
John's. Okay, never mind. Yeah. I thought you said Taco Tico.
Oh God, no! That'll be the last building standing if there's ever like a fallout in Fort Dodge.
That's for damn sure.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, that was it. And then they made some really good cheesy potatoes too. So it was a good time. I liked it. The DJ was good. It was a beautiful day. It was like 82 and breezy. And so it was only really hot when the sun was like straight down on everybody. So good times up in Fort Dirty. So it looks like Bryant's having a low connection. Can you still hear us?
Yeah, I think. Can you guys still hear me?
We can hear you.
All right,
yeah, you're just frozen. You just got a beautiful look on your face, frozen.
Well, I'd say my screen's just black, so I'm going to trust that you say that it's a good look on me. But honestly, we might as well get to your section while my computer's having some issues. How'd the U.S. Open go this weekend?
This might have been one of the most enjoyable tournaments in a long time, actually. The leaderboard was stacked. It's the U.S. Open did not hold back. The winner was Matt Fitzpatrick at 6 under, and a couple other guys at 5 under right behind him. Scotty Scheffler, world number 1, and Will Zalatoris, who seems to play really well during the majors. Yeah, this was an awesome tournament. The great thing about the U.S. Open is it just really. Oh, we lost him.
Lost who?
Bryant.
Oh, okay.
The great thing about the U.S. Open is it's always the toughest tournament in golf every year, and they grow out the rough, they make the course a bit longer, and it's just entertainment. It's just good golf. You have to play your best. Where par is a good sport. Yeah, I know we didn't get a preview done beforehand. Well, there's Bryant. Let me get him in here. We didn't get a preview in beforehand, and
this would have been the one that would have got a lot of viewers if we would have posted that one.
Yeah, we have apparently a professional handicapper on our staff here, however you want to say it.
Whoa! We're not paying that sucker.
Yeah.
Well, no, but in our group, yeah, we forgot to do I need to pull that up here quickly though. Let me pull that up and see who we all.
That was just like I said. It was insane going into. Was it the final hole that Fitzpatrick passes Zalatoris?
No, it was kind of back and forth all day actually. Like nobody really. Yeah, it was. I mean, he had the lead going into the last hole. Zalatoris made a couple bogeys at the end there. But, let's see here. I'm trying to pull up our.
I don't know. I was kind of, obviously with Father's Day, I was kind of, hanging out with Dad, and we were kind of talking. And I kept looking at the scoreboard. I was like, Fitzpatrick, and I saw Zalatoris. That's an easy name for me even to remember, like looking at the tweets. And then I saw two of the three we picked up at the top. Oh, look at that!
We're getting hijacked here.
Oh,
gentlemen.
Yeah, why didn't you tell us about high money this weekend?
The people wanted the champion of picking here.
Who's the people? No one said any of this.
The people. You don't follow them, Joey.
Okay. Well, yeah, because they're bots, not people.
So, Kevin, who did you pick this week?
Here, share my screen. I've got the picks up from our Twitter feed.
Okay.
I can tell you who I picked. I can tell you. So I picked a Matt Fitzpatrick. Oh, he won. Yeah, he won. I picked a Will Zalatoris, second place, and a Rory McIlroy, who I believe was 5th place.
Oh, shit.
So, again, the people have been asking for a comment about my success this week. So I had to come on here, and I have a simple message for them. Hey, I get my piece of paper. Hold on.
Oh, Lord.
Coming with props, too.
Suck it.
Going off the rails.
Suck it.
I was actually the only one that didn't say anything to you until you started that. So here we go, Kevin.
Oh, it wasn't just this week good. This one's been building, I think, for a minute.
I love how after the PGA Championship, I was the one with the worst picks. It's trash Kevin the whole time and it's like you don't even have the right picks.
Yeah, I had to come on and defend myself, my honor.
Yeah. So this is all you're doing, Joey.
Well, I mean, to be fair, Trent posted the wrong picks in the wrong spot, so I didn't know exactly.
Kevin, I think you're causing us an echo.
Oh, my bad. I'll let you guys go. I just had to say, suck it, Joey. That's all I need.
That's all right. Hey, you picked great. I can't deny it this time.
You needed to go to Larchwood and put those in.
I'll get it for the Open. Don't worry.
There we go.
Well, thanks for letting me crash, guys.
Yeah, talk to you later.
Bye.
Suck it.
So good.
So yeah, he did awesome. I was doing pretty good up until the last day. I had Rory. I had Sam Burns, who was top 10, and he I think shot a 76 the last day. And then I also had JT, who did not do good Saturday and Sunday. So Trent, better luck next time, bud. That's all I can say about that. I know he had John Rahm, who did well. What did John Rahm end up at? He ended up 12th. And then who all did he have? Shane Lee and Cam Smith, who I don't know if either one of those made the cut.
Well, I'm just wondering, how did my 3 picks do?
Not good.
Taylor, Tickle My Gooch. Dustin, I got stuck in the white sand trap Johnson. And Patrick, I can't read.
So Dustin Johnson,
Not
I know,
well.
got like Dustin Johnson got like 23rd or something like that. Patrick Reed got 49th. He made the cut. I don't think the other dude did. It was not a good showing for Liv this week, and I know that much. Which is
So not
exactly. Go ahead.
Exactly. Go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say the Liv showing was not impressive. You have all these guys who are sticking with the PGA Tour, and I think the last 2 weekends is exactly what the PGA Tour needed. Was the best guys play on the PGA Tour. You got Dustin Johnson, but like I said, he was never a factor at all during this week. And this was a good week for the PGA. The good last 2 weeks, actually.
Yeah.
I did see that Abraham Answer and some other big names, according to Twitter, are joining Liv with announcement later this week.
I saw the Abraham thing. I don't know if I would call him a big name. He's a name. He's somebody. I guess he'd be one of the bigger names on Liv, but to lose him from the PGA, I mean, I guess it sucks that he'd leave the PGA, but he's not a big name. I did see Colin Morikawa's name thrown out there possibly, and Victor Hovland's name. So if those two left, that would be big. That would actually probably do a little damage to the PGA. But losing an Abraham Answer is not gonna do crap.
Yeah, I had to look up who he was and find out he was like a top 20 player in the world. But still, I mean, if he's not a huge draw, then what the hell does it matter? You know, you're not getting people buying tickets because they got to see Abraham Answer tee off on Thursday. Ooh, Brooks Koepka also, according to Mr. I Pick All the Good People, Kevin.
Yep,
really.
I've heard that his brother plays on it. With Brooks, it makes sense because he has flat out said golf is too boring. He wishes it was shorter. He really only cares about getting prepared for the majors. You won't see him do well at other tournaments. You'll see him do well at the majors. So that's
majors aren't restricted to PGA, so he can still play those.
It depends, though. The USGA has said that it might be more difficult for these other tours to get into the US Open now.
But will that change if the Liv's applying for? Well, they're applying for something for their tournaments for like
to try to get World Golf points
or something,
ranking points. Yeah. Yes. So if the USGA keeps Live Tour players from playing, that's pretty big. The other thing is that I mentioned with Kevin. Augusta National hasn't come out on their point of view on anything. So if Augusta National says we're not letting these rogue tours come in and play the Masters, that will shut everything down immediately.
That worries me. Augusta hasn't been the most progressive of clubhouses in its history. That's for sure.
I think just in the last 10 years they had their first female member, which was can't remember her name, Rice, from the Bush administration. Yeah, there you go.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So
Kevin pointed that out too. A 54-hole event with no cut, be tough to get world ranking points for that. And that's kind of the big thing. John Rahm had an awesome response to being asked about this, where he's like, it's a 54-hole shotgun tournament where that's just not what he likes. He likes the tradition of a 72-hole, get your tee time, play against the legends, go against the just what the PGA has been for so many years. You win a tournament and you see your name next to Jack Nicklaus and Tiger Woods and that stuff. And with him, he's won some huge tournaments. He's been big the last 5 years, I would say, is really where he's really come along. So he's won a lot of money, and he's just like, you know what, they can pay me a few $100 million and my life's not going to change. I could retire tomorrow if I wanted to, and not ever have to worry about it. But I get to play against these legends, just the legacy of the PGA. And I think if you have more players that look at it that way, the PGA is going to be fine.
I almost think both of them are going to be just fine. And honestly, people are going to do the each their own. like you said, the Live has their own benefits, I guess, if you will. Like you said, if you're just more into that shotgun style, a shorter tournament, or whatever it is, or if you're an athlete, like we talked about, Charles Schwartzel made more in 3 rounds of golf than he did the last 4 years. I'm never going to blame a guy for making a bag. So but like you said, PGA is always going to probably be the more traditional. It almost reminds me of we've probably made the comparison NFL and XFL. Yeah, XFL might have the 3-pointers. They have the live, immediately after a guy drops a touchdown, interviewing the guy. They might have some kind of quirky things like that, but it's not the NFL, and there might be some people switching between leagues, but PGA is probably still going to be king for some time.
Well, you look at this week, the winner of the U.S. Open was 6 under, the hardest tournament you play every year. The winner of the first live event at a 7,000 in London was 7 under. I mean, you're not getting good league golf at these tournaments when you have a 54-hole shotgun. You just don't. And there is nothing better. I haven't really played truly competitive golf for quite a while now, but there is nothing better than being in that final grouping where all eyes on you because they know you're the player to beat, the group to beat. How can you, as an athlete who is super competitive, how can you not want that? Why would you want to do a shotgun when you just the adrenaline you get from being in a final group to win a tournament? I don't get how wouldn't you miss that? I don't know.
Mm-hmm. Well, and I think it's kind of like you said, Brooks is kind of a good example because I've heard him talking about several interviews. He wants each round of golf to probably be 12 to 14 holes rather than a full 18, And there's some of these guys where, honestly, maybe they've been playing so long and instead of the senior tour, they're going to go and get more money here, or they know that, like we said, the competition's smaller. So, like, why not I make a guaranteed, what was the first round, 120 for last place, guaranteed making $120,000 compared to a tournament where they could make, I think what did the last place get, 17,000.
Yeah.
You're making 10 times as much, and maybe golfing after so much time, the competitive edge. You just don't give a shit anymore. I'd rather make more money and the easier golf, and then also spend more time with family because we only, there's only so many limited events, and I'm still making that type of money.
Yeah. Yep.
So I don't know. Like I said, I think both are gonna. I think both are gonna keep going on for a while. It's just gonna be interesting if Live. Yeah, I mean, if they can keep paying these guys that money, and then still have a very limited tour, I guess, and if their viewership is going to soon, I guess, help make up for that compared to PGA where people are going to be tuning in.
Yeah.
According to Kevin, guaranteed Ryan would play the final round in a Speedo while wearing pink flamingo slippers for $1 million. So now it sounds like the narrative's changing, Ryan. You want to speak to that?
I've got a house I have to pay for. You're damn right. I'll take that deal. You don't think I want to get my mortgage paid off? That would do it right there.
Yeah. Now imagine you're a pro golfer and you have to have a much bigger house to, now all of a sudden Live Tours make a little bit more sense.
Well, I mean, you got to live like Elon Musk. Doesn't he basically just couch crash with friends and then have a tiny place in Austin?
Oh, probably. That guy's he's a genius. He's a weirdo, but yeah, I mean, of course, he'd be one of the richest people in the world. Got crash on people's couches,
Yeah.
Yeah. Shit. The only other thing I had, did you see Grayson Murray with the not only just like a putter toss, like kind of like whatever, I've always kind of done that, that guy full on tomahawk chucked his putter. And I don't know if it was the 18th hole or what, but that got me laughing out loud watching that.
Did you see him break a club too?
Oh shit! No, I didn't see that.
He hit a bad iron shot and just snap over his knee too. He did not have a good day.
Am I a Grayson fan?
He's the one he's the one that always called out Kevin Na for a slow play. So he's kind of funny. Which Kevin Na, Live Tour guy, did not make the cut. Which another thing, he shot 5 over, I think, to miss the cut. And one of the commentators on there is like, yeah, in some tournaments you actually have to perform to make a cut. 5 over is not going to do it for this one.
Nope. Yeah, I wouldn't say hell in the Live Tour. He might not even been in last place at that point.
No, I think the guy in last place for the one last week, I don't think he might have broke 80 once. I think he shot like 2 rounds of 82 or something like that. Good quality golf, guys.
See, live tour is just for the people, by the people type of golf. You want to see people golf like shit? Here you go. Get tired of it? Here you go.
There's another league it's going to be the PGL. I don't know if it's Professional Golf League or whatever. That one's supposed to be starting up. I don't know if it's end of this year or next year. I don't know anything about that tournament or that tour. I'd be curious to see what it's about. I know it's not backed by Saudis, so that's kind of a win for it. So there's a third one coming along, and it's not backed by Greg Norman either. So that's another huge draw. So it's I guess you can say it's an exciting time in golf right now to see what goes on.
Yeah, I mean, this is probably the most people have talked. Like, unless you're a golf fan, that's probably the most people have been talking about golf in some time.
Okay, Kevin says the PGLs try to work along with the PGA Tour, so that's good. I mean, they're kind of doing it the right way, where Liv has been like, okay, we want to dominate and take over and kill the PGA, basically. So,
yeah,
so that's good.
Sorry, I was just actually, for some reason, it sparked me. Do you guys know who the logo is in the PGA Tour?
I don't actually. Jerry West.
Is that the logo for every league?
Oh, what? Sorry, I just got to the end of the article while you guys are both. He said it's just a golfer. It's not even anyone famous. See, that's where PGA and Liv need to pick it up. They need to have a good silhouette of like if that's not Tiger or Jack Nicklaus, PGA's.
Why is it not Tiger?
I think it should be Grayson Murray throwing a club.
Yes. Yeah. I agree with that.
The U.S. Open's emblem there.
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
Now hold on. Do you want the tomahawk overthrow, or do you want the snapping of the club over the knee?
I think you got to do the overthrow. You know.
Yeah, that's more action. Definitely the action and throwing the putter.
Yeah.
I agree on that.
Yeah.
I wish more leagues had likeness photos as their like logo. Like the NFL could be, and they'd probably be Tom Brady now, but I don't know. Barry Sanders.
It'd be that still of Patrick Mahomes laid out like parallel to the field, making a pass.
A play that no one else ever made.
That's
will
right.
Make again, including Patrick. Yeah, I would say if it was the NFL, you're probably right. It would either be a classic pocket passer, Tom Brady, like mid pocket.
It'd be Peyton Manning at the line calling Omaha.
Well, Clark, they can only make the logo so big at the very top of that fucking forehead. So I don't think Peyton would be on there. I'd like the Barry Sanders one, him running. That'd be a good.
Mm-hmm.
So it's actually
OBJ one-handed catch.
The PGL is actually the Premier Golf League. I mean, that kind of seems too much like soccer to me, right?
You can only wear those fancy golf hats. You cannot wear t-shirts or you can't wear just a normal ball cap in the Premier Golf League.
Yeah, no bucket hats in the Premier Golf League.
Yeah. Is this one just going to be owned by the British Royals? Is it just another monarchy that's buying them?
The Fox Hunter Society. This one's got Kevin said that the Live stole stuff from the PGL, which makes sense because there is a individual and a team competition part of this, which is what the Live has. Looks like there will probably be about 48 players going for 17 weeks, running parallel with the Players Championship. That's an issue there, because do you think they're going to leave the PGA for the PGL? I mean, they're not throwing that much money at the players either. That's kind of weird to me. But
nobody's saying that it was trying to take over for the PGA. He said it was working with it. So maybe those who didn't qualify for the Players Championship have an opportunity to play in the Premier Golf League.
Yeah, that's true.
Is this going to be like the G League for golf?
It's like the NIT tournament.
Well, the G League for golf is the Corn Ferry Tour now.
Yeah. They were just in Wichita.
This weekend.
Yep.
You should have went, Clark.
Yeah, it was hot. I like air conditioning.
I agree.
Don't need to be like those
All right. Well, we can move on from golf.
We've talked about with men playing with white balls enough,
Wait.
right?
Is it actually the Corn Ferry Tour spelled like
Yes.
corn?
That is it.
with a K.
Yeah.
With a K. Yep.
Oh my god! I think I just found my new favorite sports league. Yes.
Joey just made creamed corn in his pants, hearing that.
No shit.
I don't think it actually has anything to do with corn, though, Joey. I'm sorry.
Well, yeah, I don't think Jonathan Davis is a huge golf fan. I don't think so.
Actually,
Crazy thing you didn't know about him, but shit. Yeah, I suppose.
who's the big metal band from Iowa?
Corn.
Slipknot.
Is it?
Oh.
Slipknot. Slipknot.
Yeah.
Trent's told me stories about one of them, like playing golf all the time down in Palm Springs. Big time golfer. Spends all kinds of money in the clubhouse.
I'd have to see this.
Too bad Trent's not here. He could tell us a little more about it.
Yeah.
Right.
Lame.
He's in the comment section. Trent, just comment away, please. Keep her going over there. But no, I would say. I guess let's move on. We'll keep up on the PGA in the comments there. But I guess movie minute here. I would say first thing we got is Obi-Wan Episode 5. What did we all think?
Loved it. Loved it. Darth Vader was just out there, just whooping up, doing it all. Oh, that ship wants to fly away. Not on my watch. Not on my watch. You're staying right here. It was amazing. I loved it.
I agree. It was awesome.
Yeah.
I would say I definitely. It's amazing how much better this series has been than Boba Fett. But I would say, are we? I guess. Do you have any predict? I would say because I think we're all going to agree. Having more Darth Vader in this series has been really awesome. Like probably my favorite part of it was the what was the kind of them dueling, master and apprentice, and Padawan, sorry, not apprentice, but dueling back and forth and kind of going, into the episode, falling back to that. That was definitely what I love that part of it. But I guess is there any part that really stuck out to you other than that, or anything they absolutely love more in the episode? Or
Obi-Wan's kind of a dick. Hey, team, we'll go after Darth together. Oh, joke's on you. I'm flying away. Here for yourself, sucker.
Yes.
See
you later, bon voyage.
Yeah.
I mean, he never said he was gonna fight him with her. He's like, "Oh, you're not bringing me to Darth Vader. I'm bringing him to you. I will wait here long enough for him to come here, and that's your chance."
Yeah.
So. And
which
she blew it.
That was one thing I didn't, I guess, quite get. Like he says he knew at the end of the episode that he knew that she was going to seek revenge against him, right? So I guess it just seems very weird that he would let her in that close. Like, I guess maybe unless he knew that she was going to be zero threat to him, which she was. She absolutely put up no fight against him.
And say she kept trying to swing her lightsaber at him, and he's just like, "Force, no, not happening."
Yeah, that was actually that as well. It was weird how much he didn't even have the audacity to pull his lightsaber out. I don't know.
That's kind of the thing with the Inquisitors, though, is that they're not great force wielders. They were just kind of given lightsabers and they have a little bit of power, but they've never been trained. So Darth Vader, obviously, Anakin Skywalker, he was very well trained in the ways of the Force. So his power to that extent is going to be far outmatching what she can do. So
I guess he could probably sense have the Force sensitive, could feel that in her. I guess is the explanation how he knew that she would. I guess what she could do compared to the others.
Isn't that always the easy answer in Star Wars? Oh, it's the Force.
I can feel the Force inside of me.
It's in all living things. I knew it was going to happen.
The Force is creeping up in me. I can feel it. Yeah.
That's right.
I just hope that little boy at the end has a safe future. Maybe they'll make some movies about him too.
Yeah.
Yeah. His spinoff's coming next year.
That comes after Boy with Broom from the 8th Star Wars movie. That series is coming out next week. So
Yeah.
I don't know. I definitely, if anything on that movie, I want to see more of Star Wars gambling. I want to see if they have just
Little more-
roulette.
A little more Baccarat.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh yeah.
I want to see.
Give me more Lando Calrissian.
Well, didn't they at the end of the Last Skywalker, or whatever the last one was called? Isn't that what they kind of like teased? Where there was Lando and that one woman, he goes, who's your family? She goes, I don't know. And he's like, let's find out. It's like, you might as well just put a Disney Plus logo underneath that. That's what I thought was going to be in the series. So maybe we're still waiting for it.
Maybe. Coming soon.
Joey, you got any thoughts on it?
On what? Sorry, I was looking at. I heard the word spinoff, and I heard I was looking at the Jon Snow spinoff that I heard about today. So,
And now Joe is down a rabbit hole.
Honestly, let's just say on that. Actually, before we do it, I mean, any predictions or expectations on the finale other than it's gonna be?
I bet you Darth Vader and Obi-Wan Kenobi are still alive.
I don't know about that. Let's put a bet together, a Hamilton bet. Well, I bet you they both die. Actually, I my bet is that it's been a dream sequence this whole time, and they're gonna wake up in those healing baths, whatever the fuck they're called.
Wait, so are you now combining Star Wars with Westworld, because that also comes out in premieres on Sunday?
The back to tank. He's just gonna come like, whoa, that was terrible. Whoa,
Joey, we're not gonna break that down. That shit is so fucking complicated. I watched all except for the final episode of season 3, and I just don't even want to feel like it shit just got. I don't know. Season 1 peaked. I think season 2 is okay, and then 3 just. I don't know. Something was different about it.
Obi-Wan's gonna come to in the back to tank, like, whoa, and then Boba Fett's standing over him, like, "Are you done yet? I need my tank, fool."
He's gonna do what in the tank?
He's gonna come to, like, wake
come
up.
to. I didn't hear 2. I thought you just said he was gonna come in the tank. It was a little.
Oh, geez.
Sorry. The Force exited me. All right, clean out this tank.
The cytoplasm.
It was a ghost.
It was a ghost.
A spooky Force ghost. Qui-Gon's just there. Damn it, Obi-Wan.
Me so horny.
Oh shit.
But yeah, Westworld. I mean, just we don't even have it on the agenda, but yeah, season 3 was the most complicated and complex storyline I've ever encountered in my life. I just got done rewatching it. The finale was really good and tied a lot together, but there's so many questions still. So I don't even know what's going to happen in season 4.
I don't know. I would say when the most memorable season was 1, and the most memorable thing I can remember from season 2 because it was so complex was Tessa Thompson's nude in one episode. That's. Clearly I'm not watching for the right reasons, apparently. But.
I mean, have I searched Tessa Thompson ass a few times on Google? Maybe.
Yeah, if I type in TE on Google and it fills out the rest exactly like you said, Joey, yes, for sure. I mean that.
Yep, exactly.
So why the hell does aznude.com keep coming up? I don't know, but
Celeb Jihad.
Yeah, now we're getting too specific, Joey. Oh, shit.
I think that one's owned by the Live Tour. Better be careful.
Probably.
Oh no! Are you sure you want to look at celebs, or do you want to look at Phil Mickelson in the sand? No, just keep me on Tessa Thompson's page, please. Oh my lord!
Exactly.
Well, what was that? You said Westworld, and then what's the new Jon Snow one that's coming out?
Oh, they don't have a name or anything for it yet, but it sounds like there's going to be another after House of the Dragons first season. Sounds like there's one about Jon Snow coming right after that.
They should just call it the Jon Snow Show.
Is it going to be like post Game of Thrones then?
Yes. Mm-hmm. Right.
So this will be a post-squel instead of a prequel. It's a post-squel.
Which honestly,
sequel.
I don't. I mean, honestly, why would we ever want to watch a prequel where John's just still a bastard and does nothing new? At least it. I mean, what are they going to fight now that there's no White Walkers up there, though, Joey? What do you think the premise is going to be?
I don't know. That's why I was looking it up, and I also agree with a bunch of people on Twitter. Like, if you're going for some adventuresome stuff, that's the wrong Stark to follow. Follow Arya. Like, she's just going off on adventures trying to find the end of the world. Like, why would you not follow her? So
it's probably going to be like the other 90% of Game of Thrones, which was purely just like political strife.
Mm-hmm.
The fallout after all of this war has happened, and
yeah. I mean, but then again, I mean, you only have so many limited people up there because it was basically, I don't know how to say it. Like, or I mean, you're basically exiled if you ever went up there, right, Joey? So I mean, what more? Like you said,
except for the wildlings that were up there. I mean, I know a lot of them died fighting the White Walkers and stuff, but there's still going to be enough of a faction that someone's going to either have to rule them or work with them. And
I mean, it's going to have to be like listening to Bran. Ugh.
Mm-hmm.
Wheeling around the castle like, oh, this is gonna happen. Oh,
what a great! Like he's
nailed it.
Looking at a crystal ball or something.
Yeah, pretty much.
Though I mean, honestly, go ahead, Joy.
I would have rather basically any of the other ones because I just feel like you're just gonna get not sulking but brooding Jon Snow staring off the edge of the wall while they rebuild it for no apparent reason. I don't know. Yeah.
What if it's a comedy, and it's just like Jon Snow? They're shoveling the walk, and someone's pants fall down. They laugh at some guy's small dick, and then they go on. They just let's just have some fun with it, Jon Snow, and have them laugh a little bit.
They're all just pulling pranks on each other the entire time.
It's Impractical Jokers, but it's Game of Thrones.
Right.
All right, John. Now you're going to tell him that you're going to behead him. See what he says. See if he starts crying like a bitch. Now I'm kind of intrigued on Jon Snow, Impractical Joker show.
Yeah, we just fixed the show for him, guys. Way to go.
A show we know nothing about that they're very clearly going to make a very great show on.
Yeah, we already knew it was flawed. That's why we came up with these solutions.
I just want to see all the wildlings doing like stand up at the brothels and stuff. That's what I want to see.
Don't you hate when you find the right goat that you're ready to mate with and it keeps trying to run away? Am I right, folks? I mean, what the hell is our else wildling?
Have you ever seen a giant's tit and suckled on it for the night while she thought you were a baby? I have.
Oh fuck, God! I'm going to be disappointed if the Jon Snow show is not a comedy now.
Jon shows. That sounds like a late night comedy now.
Yeah, that's what like David Letterman, just the Jon Snow show. He's gonna have his own desk. He's gonna have guests come in. I mean, that would be the easiest way to bring in more guests. Bring in Arya. Hey, what you been up to? What's your latest adventure? What do you want to promote? And then they're sponsored by Valyrian Steel. I mean, they have a lot of things they can work with there.
Oh, I love it.
We better pitch this one to HBO pronto.
Yeah.
Now, Joey, have you heard anything? We got House of Dragons. We got Jon Snow show. I saw that there was like some animated shows, and there's a couple others that are still in the works with HBO too, right?
Yeah, I know. Fuckface George R.R. Martin is supposed to be like signing off and helping do all these shows and stuff instead of finishing the goddamn books. So yeah, I don't know. I just want to see House of Dragons, and if this ends up being awesome, then I'm okay with all the spinoffs and stuff. But if this is stupid, like say Disney came out with Boba Fett before Mando, like if that would have happened, would anyone else be excited about any other spinoffs or anything?
Yeah,
no. I wouldn't. So
sorry. Yes, yeah. I agree.
Yeah. So I'm hoping House of Dragons isn't the Boba Fett of all of this, and it's something good, and then they do other spinoffs off of it. But we'll see.
Yep. Remember this family from the way early days? This, now we've made them worse. I mean, that's the exact same thing between the Fets and the Targaryens. They could make it just as terrible. So.
Yep. Exactly. So yeah, we'll see what happens with the rest of it. But yeah, I'd rather talk about the other show you got listed on the agenda.
Oh, the boys?
Yeah, man. Holy fuck, this is turning into one of my favorite series of all time.
Yeah, man. Like I said, Clark, Ryan, have you guys given it a shot at all yet?
No.
Honestly, you might just want to wait until the end of the third season just so you can kind of watch them all at once. But I mean, like I said, it's definitely one of those where they don't worry about gore, and it's also been an interesting concept where like this Homelander who's, I'm just gonna say evil Superman just so you guys are like can keep up with it, but he his plan was he's been taking everyone down in the political way, or the politically rather than using his actual powers. And now he's having to deal with the stresses of like running a CEO or being a CEO and running a company essentially, compared to just being the superhero that could kind of get away with doing anything and they would just cover for him. So you're starting to see a little bit of that, and you're also starting to see like he keeps slowly unraveling because everything around. I mean, and Joey, you can jump in anytime, but I mean, slowly, it just everything keeps crumbling around him from the beginning of season. Losing his son last season, and just he's been losing every. I guess you can just see how psychotic he's starting to become with and it kind of reminds me a bit of like the paranoia of like Daenerys of season 8, where they're taking everything around her, backing her into a corner, and all of a sudden she's just gonna lash out.
Yeah, and he is like all powerful, so no one and none of the soups together can stop him, especially since now that his girlfriend is dead. But yeah, without spoiling anything, there's another weapon soup that may be able to, and hopefully those two collide at some point because that's going to be fucking epic to watch.
Billy Butcher, the killer of all the soups, teams up with a person that is a weapon that they're hoping to take him down, and
Soldier Boy, tell him.
Soldier. See, ever since the beginning, I know they named it. It's not like they just decided it this season, but I can't take him serious naming him Soldier Boy, and he's supposed to be like a reiteration basically of Captain America. But every time I hear Soldier Boy, that's all I think is Soldier. Ooh, tell him. Yeah, that's all I think.
Soldier Boy up in these holes while we roll. I'm just waiting for him to do the dance across the screen. I can't wait.
I did think it was kind of funny, the scene, because he's been, frozen for 30, 50 years or whatever. Mm-hmm. And, like, the first scene walking around and all of a sudden... And he's also been in Russia, so they are very, their human rights are a little more questionable than ours. And him, like looking around questioning, he sees a couple gay couples and like pride and everyone can be and stuff, and like he doesn't say anything derogatory. He's just walking around, he's like, what the hell, like just in a time capsule from 30 years ago. What the hell? Mm-hmm. He used to not be able to say anything on that. But yeah, I don't know. This last episode again, it keeps building up, and it's interesting that they also keep using that not Compound V, V24, the daily soup. I guess I'll just say, soup vaccine, so they can be overpowered. But it's interesting they keep going on that, and you can see the note there. I'm interested to see how this next episode is going to tie in with all of this, because it's they've kind of been fighting back and forth. Mm-hmm. Excuse me. In this fight between Homelander and Soups versus Billy Butcher, and the Soups on his side in order to fight him. And then this next episode is literally called Herogasm, where the whole episode is supposed to pertain around all these Soups that have these superpowers go to an island and have like an orgy. I mean, I don't know how the fuck that's even supposed to relate, but I've heard, considering this season has a point where a man walks into someone's dick hole and then expands out like Ant-Man and blows a man up. I've heard people say that this episode is even gorier and even more outrageous than that scene. So I don't know what to expect from this.
Wait, so is that really the premise behind the next episode?
Yeah. Like they've been one second here. Apparently
Weird.
this has been one of the episodes and one of the moments from the comics that they've been like promoting since even the between seasons, saying that yes, Hero-gasm is going to happen this season, and everyone, like, if you've read the comics, you know about this. So, like I said, I really don't know what to expect from it, but I don't know. Knowing this
I'm
show,
not looking this up on my work computer.
Yeah, definitely don't. Or Celeb Jihad. Do not look that up on your work computer. But
no,
yeah, it's going to be. We all know we're probably going to expect from it. But I bet you that they're going to find a creative way to definitely kind of the big what the fuck moment. Or several probably in this episode. So
annual superhero party. Wow.
Yep. Probably sex and drugs and rock and roll.
Man. Okay. I'm pumped now.
Now Joey's excited. There we go.
I mean, I was anyway. But no, yeah. I would definitely check out The Boys, even if you don't get into Hero-gasm. The rest of the series is great.
Yeah. No, I would say it's definitely one of the, like, Amazon legitimately might have the best comic book series right now. Marvel's always going to have their part, but I mean, they're blowing DC out of the water. And like I said, with them not having to worry about Disney or censors or anything, they really push the limit for sure.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, between this and Invincible, it's both really good.
Yeah, Invincible's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
So,
all right.
Oh shit. I would say the only other thing that I had on the list before we get to our top 5 lists at the end here, kind of bring it back to sports. I mean, do any of you keep up with Halo, or did you either of you seen the story?
I had not seen this yet.
I had to look it up when I saw the agenda.
Yeah, I mean, Juneteenth just happened, and I would say apparently they released a skin on there in celebration of Juneteenth, and the name of the skin was Bonobo. I mean, Juneteenth is the celebration of when blacks realized they were freed from slavery back in the day, and a bonobo is a monkey. It's a name of a monkey. So, like, I mean, it was just like, I don't get how, and they say that it's some, I don't know if I want to say metric, or it was some gadget within the game. Like, I don't know what they say, but I would say they're trying to come up with some justification. But I mean, there's surely got to be someone that can do research on this type of stuff. Hey, we have a pride themed skin, or we have a Juneteenth. Surely someone could do like 2 seconds of research and it prevented this, because they switched it real quick to freedom and pretend like nothing happened. They issued an apology, but it's like, how does that even get through? How does that even get through in the first place?
Nowadays, when everyone is so hypersensitive about things and gets offended by everything, just maybe think of things a little bit before you say click, go.
Yeah, just send it. We don't need to double check anything. Is the spelling correct? Who cares? I mean, that's definitely one of those, like you said, and it's kind of hard for us to kind of gauge it. But I read it and it was seriously like one of those, like, what the fuck, man? Like how can, like you said, in this day and age, you just don't double check everything. Make sure that there's no way it can be construed offensively. So I don't know. I thought that one was kind of funny. With all of the money that Bungie and Halo and 343 has, they don't have one editor. They don't have one checkpoint at that point.
Yep.
So, but alrighty. Well, I guess the last thing we'll wrap it up with, and Joey, I want you to explain it because I kind of am still making my list here.
Hey, can I interrupt for something quickly here? It's basketball related before we get to our deal.
Ooh, okay.
So first off, Golden State won the championship this year, in the last week. So congrats to them. I think when we first started, I just did not see anybody beating them. They're just so good. The Celtics did really well against them, but Golden State's just so good. But anyway, there's a picture of 6 players here, and it says you have to get rid of one. You've got Steph Curry, LeBron James, Michael Jordan, Kobe Bryant, Larry Bird, or Shaquille O'Neal. Which one are you guys getting rid of?
LeBron.
Larry Bird.
LeBron for sure, 100% for me.
So you're giving up top 10 rebounder and assist person of all time. Okay, that's fine.
Potentially the worst teammate ever.
Yeah, mine
Or
is
best
100%
because so many people want to play with him.
You might as well give him up now because he's going to demand a trade next year, anyways.
True.
Well, it sounds like Kyrie's going to the Lakers, so because he wants out of Brooklyn because they won't give him his player option. I mean, everyone wants to play with LeBron, so I don't know how you can say that he's worst teammate ever. So
how close is LA to the edge of the flat Earth, though? Is Kyrie going to fall off?
I mean, if there's ever an earthquake, then close.
Yeah. So.
Yeah.
I don't know, dude. Both those loonies, just throw them on the same team. I could give a shit less. Maybe he'll actually make the playoffs next year then.
Doubt it.
I mean, what else do you need? You have Russell Westbrook and you've got Anthony Davis. I mean, you really need another fourth star to get.
Well, Russell Westbrook
the playoffs.
Russell Westbrook is barely a role player. He is.
Yeah,
not
he's
good
the
anymore.
scapegoat for this year is what he is.
Yes, yeah,
Well,
you got it.
He's
Didn't
also just
LeBron
not
get
very
another
good.
coach fired this year too?
I don't know if he did. They let him go though.
Yeah, I think we know.
Okay.
Yeah, LeBron definitely has no say in the coaching decisions or bringing in. He
Never.
just sits back and goes, "All right, guys, just let me know who my teammates can be because I want to definitely improve." Yeah.
I have no input on any of this at all.
Yeah.
LeBron's just out here like, who we blaming this year, boys?
Bring out that list.
Yeah, I'm sorry, but if even just him and Anthony Davis should be able to make the playoffs, but you have Westbrook. I mean, let's make a top 5, of the best players of the last 10 years and give them to LeBron and see if they can make the playoffs. It's just crazy that he has to do that every year.
Well, because other teams in the league have top 10 talent around a superstar already. So,
but build it like Golden State does.
But not every team can build it like Golden State. If you're picking on LeBron, then pick out like Kevin Garnett. Pick out on Kobe's teams.
I did. Believe me. My wife always says that her favorite team was the Kevin Garnett, Paul Pierce, Ray Allen Celtics team. And I'm just like, oh, the original super team that's ruined the NBA. Okay, cool.
Exactly.
But LeBron made it worse.
And so if you hate LeBron, you should hate Kevin Durant 10 times more. Because
I really don't have a whole lot of respect for him.
The perfect.
You notice we're not putting Kevin Durant in any of these lists, right?
No.
Okay.
There's a reason for that. But I mean, the self-proclaimed greatest ever, the king. I mean, you can't proclaim yourself that when you can't win without switching teams or getting star players around you.
But if you can't defeat other super teams that are already there and built, how can you compete at all?
Draft.
Okay, so he has to push his teams to draft these players and develop these players and take the time. So that's fine. But then these super teams are winning the championship.
He tries to steal other people's superstars.
Because he wants to win right now. And without multiple superstars, you can't compete and win.
But okay.
Giannis couldn't compete and win? What? The Bucks?
Yeah.
Who was the other superstar?
Chris Middleton.
He made Chris Middleton a superstar.
Chris Middleton was a top 50 player before he got to Milwaukee.
Top 50 is a superstar now? I thought superstar was like top 10, top 12, top 15 considered a superstar.
I want to know who else Golden State has that are superstars besides Steph Curry. I know they had Durant a couple of years ago, but Klay Thompson's not. He's not himself anymore.
Coaching top 10 talent.
There's only been 4 people that have 6+ 3-point makes in the game multiple times, and Klay Thompson's one of those. Steph Curry is the other 3.
Was that this year though? Klay Thompson is not who he was 2 seasons ago at all.
Steph carried Golden State this whole time.
100%.
Yeah, Steph had one of the greatest postseasons I've ever seen.
On the back of Andrew Wiggins.
And there's a whole reason.
Yeah. Wiggins performed really well. The Golden State, I mean, they really have to thank Minnesota for not taking Curry a couple times, getting rid of Wiggins, giving up on Wiggins. Like, if it weren't for Minnesota, think of the team Minnesota could have had.
With Wiggins, D'Angelo Russell.
Well, if they would have drafted Curry or not given up on Wiggins, I mean, it's just so many. Minnesota sports sucks.
Their leadership is terrible.
Yeah.
They should probably move
And
out of
coaching.
Minnesota. I heard Minnesota's a curse.
And coaching and getting good players and good talent in Golden State that fits their scheme.
Jordan Poole was he's had a great rookie season this year.
Yeah.
How about Gary Payton too?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Very good defensive player. Also fits their system.
How many teams did he go through before he landed where he's at and made the difference he did?
I think only 3.
Only 3, like every year, the past 3 years.
How many has he played for?
It kind of is even funnier. Trent talking about Chris Middleton in the comments, and
he spelled his name wrong.
Yeah.
Yep.
I've never heard of this guy.
I don't see his comment.
Trent said Chris Middleton's a superstar. He's like, I've literally never heard of him until 1 minute ago.
Yeah, I'm not seeing for some reason I'm not seeing the chats. Yeah, I don't know. I still go back to the Miami days with LeBron. I'm sorry, but Dwayne Wade made that team. He just did.
I think Dwayne Wade was the beginning of the end for LeBron.
He won a championship before LeBron got there. He didn't need LeBron there. Miami was great without him.
Yeah, but they also missed the playoffs 2 years in a row before LeBron got there. I mean, it'd been a few years since he won a championship with Shaq. So, not saying Dwayne couldn't have done it by himself. But I'm just saying, like, getting LeBron there.
He did do it by himself.
Fast.
I think Udonis Haslem brought that team together, though. He made them the most together team.
Haslem,
baby.
I'm never ever going to say anything against Udonis Haslem.
Haslem was kill you. He was a menace in the playoffs. He was so good in the playoffs.
Yeah. I don't know. I just get super, super pissed when people talk about, well, LeBron needed to blah, 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 move and get teammates.
Yeah, because every other team gets built. LeBron has to force teams to build around him because no one else will fucking do it for him.
But he doesn't stay long enough to let it happen.
Here's the thing, though. LeBron is the build.
Yeah, like you're not going to find someone better than him.
If he's such a superstar, why does he need all these superstars to win?
Because you have to have multiple superstars to win.
Giannis didn't need it.
Yes,
Curry didn't need it.
Everyone else needs it.
Curry didn't need it, except for the Durant year. Other than that,
and
that was one year, one season, one season out of 4 championships.
Amazing season he had. No. Well, it was 2 seasons, and the year they also had a year with Kevin Durant that LeBron came back from 3-1 down and beat them.
Yeah, that was great on his part, and good for him for 1 season. Congratulations, LeBron! You're the greatest of all time, and you had one great postseason.
You have to have other superstars. You can't win with just one. It's rare. It's rare.
Do I need to say it again, Joey?
No, you don't. I'm saying it's rare.
And I'm not even the biggest LeBron stan. I just get so annoyed by people saying, well, Jordan didn't have anybody. Jordan had Scottie Pippen, and he had Dennis Rodman. That was
we even know who Scottie Pippen was
him.
if it wasn't for Michael Jordan?
Oh, yeah. Scottie Pippen would definitely have been – I mean, he was a top free agent in the market the year that Jordan re-signed his contract. So, yeah, I think anyone would have known who Scottie Pippen was. He was better than Clyde Drexler was, and Clyde Drexler was considered the best shooting guard besides Michael Jordan during that area. So, yeah. Anyway, we can move on because we will just argue and argue.
Yeah, I didn't even say one thing negative about LeBron other than that was just my personal choice. I don't like the guy. I know he's good at basketball. Like I said, I couldn't. Who were the other two? You said Larry, MJ, Steph, Kobe, MJ, Shaq.
And Shaq.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, I can't kick my boy Kobe off. So
Kobe, I mean, as I get older, I appreciate how hard he worked on everything and just how truly dominant he was. You know, when he was in the league so good, I just couldn't stand him. But now, god dang, that guy was so good.
Yeah, I would say, and I'm sure honestly, passing away, a lot of people have kind of lightened up to Kobe as well with all his other things going on. But yeah, it's definitely going to be this is going to be the new first take argument before every NBA season, and the new MJ LeBron, which is LeBron and LeBron and Steph. Who's the next one to win the title to surpass the next one, or or whatever. The better leader, who's the better communicator, who's better on Twitter. That's just they're just going to compare those two until one of them retires. So,
Trent, to answer your question, they made the Eastern Conference Finals.
Yeah, they sucked. They only made the Eastern Conference Finals.
Right.
Who did they have? So they still had Scotty and Rodman that time, didn't they?
Yep.
Rodman carried him.
Yeah, possibly.
Houston won those 2 years, right? And they're in the West.
Yep.
Who did they lose to in the East?
Would have been the Magic one year, and was it the Knicks the other year? I know it was the Magic with Shaq.
Ooh, okay. Yeah, that makes sense then. So, well, shit, we didn't even have basketball in here, and we got into probably the most heated argument we've been in some time.
Yep, it was the Knicks. It was the Knicks and the Magic.
Well, thank you, LeBron, for that riveting conversation. He still hasn't popped in the podcast. Do we know what podcast he was? He was kind of teasing in that tweet.
No.
Does anyone know yet?
Probably an episode of Tyreek's that hasn't.
Yeah, probably Tyreek Hill.
Had to be said by Tyreek Hill. Had to be said, even though he said a bunch of shit that did not need to be said at all. So.
The only time I'll ever agree with Stephen A. Smith was his take on Tyreek Hill.
Lay off the weed.
Holy shit. Well, just live hockey update. Tampa Bay, who lost 7-0 in the first game, is now up 6-2 with 16 minutes left in the third right now. So,
wow.
At least they're making it. Or, I'm sorry, game 2, 7-0, and then.
Yep.
Yeah, so this is game 3.
Don't count this out.
Yeah.
Don't count this out because the first one was 5-1 going into the third, and the Lightning tied it up 5-5 and then went to overtime. So.
I thought you said count us out. I thought you were jumping ship from the Blues to go on to the Lightning.
Oh, no.
Jack,
I just like watching good hockey. Probably.
I
Did
don't
anybody
know
tune in the other night when the Avs won 7-0?
Mm-hmm.
I think that was game 2.
2, yeah.
Yep.
I don't know. I can I don't know. I can get into hockey a little bit. I think it's better when you're in person because I can watch amateur hockey at Wells Fargo all day, but I watch it on TV and I gotta jump on my phone. It just doesn't catch my eye for some reason. Like football, you have your 30-second phone break and then you can watch the next play. It almost gives me
Right.
time to jump around rather than this constant watching. You're gonna miss something.
Yeah. Well, also current sporting event that's going on is the Men's College World Series.
Finally.
2 teams have been eliminated thus far. First one out was Texas.
Yep.
Gone.
Horns down.
And Stanford was eliminated today. So
Awesome.
tomorrow we got a game at 1 p.m. It's going to be Texas A&M and Notre Dame. Loser goes home.
How many baseball players is Texas going to buy by next season? Do you think they're going to buy a whole new lineup or just buy a couple superstars from other teams?
They just fired their pitching coach who got assistant coach of the year last year. And
yeah. They also just won the Directors Cup, which is we're the best at all sports, which Oklahoma probably is. I'm trying to think of schools that all around that you see them in every postseason. I mean, Oklahoma just won softball. They're competing in baseball. Football, they're always kind of up there. Basketball, I think they made the tournament. I would say they got to be up there on Directors Cup. I would assume they kind of all around athletics have. Oklahoma going to the SEC made sense. Texas think that's where all their sports are, and they've just dropped at every single level. Texas made the College World Series, mind you, but I mean Oklahoma's just been that one step ahead every step of the way in every sport.
Boomer
Sooner. Christ.
Does Iowa State still not have baseball?
Correct. Yeah, we need to. God, it's Title IX. I think they have to add one more women's sport, but I mean, we ain't got the fucking money. We got a pretty nice baseball stadium. We just don't have a team for it. So,
right.
I don't know.
Maybe the NIL deals will bring more money in.
Yes. Maybe I need to jump back into the We Will Collective. Maybe I need to jump from buddy to pal status. Donate $25 to $50. That'll
that
start
money,
getting his baseball team going.
All that money the boosters were going to give to the universities to, fund new teams is now just going straight to players' pockets.
Well, honestly, now that we're talking Iowa State, the east side, they've just been adding a new walkway bridge across. So drunks after the game, whether they're drinking in happiness or drinking their sadness away, they have a new walkway bridge that goes back to the tailgate lot. So that should prevent a lot of accidents potentially on the road they're walking across. But I would say I think they're shutting it down next week so they can actually finish the bridge part. I'll have to send a photo to you guys, or maybe even post it on Pulse. But I would say compared to where Jack Trice was 10 years ago, actually closing off that bowl and now adding a bunch of type of shit. I mean, that's the type of shit where, if we're going to compete in this NIL and actually have money, you got to have a well-presenting stadium like that. So I would say hopefully that'll start making it, pulling the whole look together and really drawing kids in. When you drive underneath a bridge, Iowa State University and all that other shit out there. So
Dirk Nowitzki also didn't have another superstar when he beat Miami Heat.
Well, Kevin Nash was in the top 50 player in the league.
Nash wasn't with him.
I thought
Kevin Nash was an NWO wrestler anyway. You mean Steve Nash?
I should have known that because that was when I was a huge Mavericks fan. Yeah, that was a fun team.
Didn't he have like a teammate named like Bigglebug or something like that?
No, JJ Bria.
Sean Marion was their sixth man.
Scott Chandler, right? Fucking, we all remember the
Tyson Chandler. Not Scott Chandler. He was a tight end from
Scott
Iowa.
Tyson, same shit.
Jason Terry. I'm trying to think if Cray Chowder was on that team.
No.
Yeah.
If we're gonna name athletes, Joey, why don't you go over this? Why don't we just name our top 5? Define greatest athletes. I still don't know what you mean on this one.
Who do you think is the greatest athlete that you've seen?
Now I've seen, or just
that you feel has played in their respective sport or whatever.
Do we have to have witnessed them in person or television, during our lifetime?
No.
Greatest of all time, not like current athlete.
No, it can be any generation.
Okay.
And this is kind of brought up because there was a deal on ESPN not long ago where I can't remember who it was, but his top 5 was Serena Williams, Tom Brady, Babe Ruth, Ollie, and Michael Jordan was his top 5.
Seabiscuit didn't make the list? That's bullshit.
No Seabiscuit.
Are we going like athlete or just because I wouldn't really consider Tom Brady a major athlete. I'd probably take like Bo Jackson or somebody, could probably
someone who has played a major sport and has had you guys are overthinking this. You're way overthinking this.
Well, you can do this however you want because mine is based on athleticism.
How about Joe? You just start.
Just achievements. Okay, I'll give you mine. So my number 5, I have John Jones, UFC quote unquote undefeated champion, light heavyweight champion. Maybe the best mixed martial artist of all time, just based on who he's beaten and his record overall. Number 4, I have Kyle Snyder, world record for youngest Olympic champion in wrestling, multiple-time world champion, 3-time NCAA champion. I just think athletically he is maybe the greatest wrestler of all time. I know his record isn't as good as Kyle Sanderson's, but his Olympics and international is by far, I think, the best resume.
How's he related to Dan Snyder?
He's not, thank God.
Oh man, that makes him even better.
Whatsoever. Yeah. I think the closest would be they were in the same Eastern time zone at one time. That's probably it.
Hey, Dan Snyder, this is the U.S. government. We need you to come in and talk about how you've been running your team. Sorry, guys, I'm busy.
I don't have
it there.
Yeah.
Number 3, I got Bo Jackson. Just watching him when I was real young, everyone knew Bo Jackson and just his athleticism. After watching documentaries and shit on him, is just insane. Number 2, I got Dan Gable, my GOAT for wrestling and all combat sports. I think he is what he did when he did it is still unprecedented today with very little technology, very, very little medical
advancements. He only lost one match in college, and then didn't have a point scored on him in the entire Olympics. Just amazing feat. And number one, I got to go with Michael Jordan. I've never seen anyone play any sport or anything that nearly as good as him. He's just fucking phenomenal. No matter if you watched it live like I did growing up or you watch documentaries and stuff on him now, it's just phenomenal watching him. And I think he is one of the most transcendent athletes. No matter what generation he would have been in, he would have been dominant. And that is my list.
I'm really glad that you put the rivalry aside and put an all-time Cyclone great on there, Joey.
It's the only reason he wasn't number one. It's because he went to Iowa State. He's got a flaw. I can't help it.
Clearly, the decision-making wasn't top tier at that point, right?
Right.
There we go.
Do you want me to go, Bryant?
Yeah, go for it.
Mine's a little more mainstream than Joey's. I had kind of a 5A and a 5B. It was tied between Tom Brady and Simone Biles.
Okay.
Tom Brady, pretty self-explanatory. Same with Simone Biles, just an absolute dominant gymnast throughout her career. Number 4, I had Serena Williams.
Okay.
Number 3, I had Michael Jordan. Number 2, Michael Phelps. And number one, Tiger Woods. And so the reason I have Tiger Woods as number 1 is I don't feel like there has ever been anybody to change a sport like Tiger Woods has. I mean, tiger proofing was a real thing. He was too dominant that courses had to completely change how courses were made, designed, played. No other player has ever done that. I don't believe in any of their respective sports, and especially in golf. Jack Nicklaus did not do that in golf. He was dominant, but he didn't have to make it so designers changed their courses. The other thing was the U.S. Open that he played 91 or 92 holes on with a broken leg to win. I mean, not just 72 holes. He had to go into an 18-hole playoff that then went into a playoff. So to me, it's not questionable to me.
Mm-hmm. No, I agree with this. So you went with overall just dominance in the sport then?
Pretty much, yeah.
I can agree with every single one of those then. Clark.
I'm working on my list. Hang on.
Oh, okay.
Do you want me to read Trent's off? Or are you ready?
Yeah.
Well, Kevin's list is only one here in the comments. He said his number 1 top athlete is Ron Jeremy, and I kind of agree. The athletic prowess for the size, speed, and stamina of the man, I agree.
Holy crap.
Thank you, Kevin.
Yeah. So.
I can't see the chat, so I'm very disappointed in this.
Aren't you hosting?
Something happened midway through where I got logged out. So yeah, nothing's showing at the moment.
Restream is slowly showing it the cracks in how good it is. Kind of like Anchor. Slowly, one of us just loses chat. I'm logging out every 3 minutes because I have no signal, even though I'm hardwired in my laptop. But
come on, guys. Russia's probably invading Ukraine right now and crashing our servers. Come on.
Come on, Vlad. I'm trying to finish my fucking podcast here, damn it. People need to know my top 5. Clark, you want to go or you want me to?
Go ahead, Bryant.
Alrighty. I would say I have a couple of the same ones. Mine's just more like if I watch them and know that they're good athletes in other sports. Bo Jackson, I mean, he broke the Tecmo Bowl. I mean, he was the fastest athlete on there. 2 major sports. I mean, I think that makes best athlete. Deion Sanders, same thing, football and baseball. Didn't he play in a baseball and professional football game both in the same day? So that was kind of my thinking there. I originally had Kobe Bryant on there, and I think a better athlete is just all I can think of. I have Allen Iverson on there, and all I can think is the high school mixtape of watching him play football. I just that sticks in my brain for some reason, Kobe won an Oscar. He doesn't need to be on my top 5 best athletes list, I had John Jones as well. I was questioning that one because, yes, he's a top 5 athlete. He also does a lot of hit and runs. I didn't know if I wanted to include him, but we're talking about athletes, so we're going to go with.
I'm John Jones. I wish
said, he would have been good at baseball then with hitting runs.
I wish we could see John Jones' career without cocaine. That's all I wish could have happened.
See, this is where I'm really mixed on the Ron Jeremy thing, because he's sitting in a prison cell right now waiting for his judgment.
Well, between John Jones and Ron Jeremy, we're talking about two athletes that have a lot of reach, and that's where I think that's where I got my. I think that's where John Jones is what created this mental. I think I'm a good gambler because I just chose the guy who had a fucking 84-inch reach because he has the longest arms in history. So
I think. I looked it up quickly. I think Ron Jeremy is sitting at 34 counts of sexual assault. So
yeah, sitting at 30. See, we're talking
Deshaun
about
Watson. That's rookie numbers there, bud.
We talk about John Jones and his 84-inch reach. I'm talking about Ron Jeremy, his 34 allegations and his 8-inch reach. So, but anyway, and these are in no order, by the way. This isn't the top, 1 through 5. This is just sporadically. The only other one I thought, and no one else probably will have this one, is Larry Allen, the lineman from the Cowboys.
Oh, yeah.
Think of is, you could see him, I think it was like at one of the Pro Bowls, he did 225 of fucking nothing. He did like 25 reps without even stretching, doing anything. Like, just look up Larry Allen on YouTube, and you'll also see that clip where they threw an interception to a line. I think it was a linebacker. He ran, like, the linebacker returned it 40 yards, and I've never seen a 350-pound man run that fast in my fucking life. Like, it was like 4.4 speed. Seeing this boulder run after him and take him out and save the touchdown. So, Larry Allen, final one. I don't think anyone else would have that one. So,
nope, that's good. Good job.
All right, I got my list.
Let's hear it.
I'm gonna start at the top. MJ.
Yep.
Michael Jordan. Everybody knows him. Number 2 on the list, Serena Williams.
Okay.
I feel like that name's household. Everybody knows her.
Yep.
Tiger Woods, putting him on there.
Had a video game. I know.
Yeah, got his own game. I mean,
kind of like Arnold
John
Palmer
Madden,
with his drink.
All right,
you know?
John Madden, greatest athlete of all time, right there. I'm gonna put Babe Ruth on my list.
Okay.
Baby Ruth.
How many home runs did he hit?
A lot.
He still. It was 720, wasn't it?
Yeah, not as many as Hank Aaron, right?
How well do you think he'd be nowadays when you can't smoke a cigar before you go up to bat every time?
Nobody's saying you can't. All right,
it's true. That's true.
Yeah, I mean, I don't care what era that he played in. Yeah, he didn't have to play against black people, but he still hit 714 home runs. That is
still dominant.
Still incredible. But I do think with Babe Ruth, though, I could beat him in a run to first base right now. So yeah. I don't know.
Well, he's dead, so I'd hope so.
Well,
while we're talking athletes, though, I kind of made 2 lists. I made one for like current athletes, not just all time. Okay. And the first one that I thought of was Shohei Ohtani. So I'm putting him on my list.
Nice. That's a great one.
Yeah.
Yeah. We're early in his career, and we're watching greatness right now. So
I agree.
I had Vince Carter, prime Derrick Rose, and prime Russell Westbrook as my 3 honorable mentions of most athletic people I've ever seen do anything. Like, just watching them jump and run, it's amazing.
I was about to do a top 5 Iowa State athletes and just see what you guys thought, but I didn't want you guys to shit on me, so I
almost did.
I'm gonna shit on you just for saying that you're gonna do that.
Did you say top 5 Iowa tight ends?
I almost just named 5 tight ends and see what you guys did.
That would have been pretty good.
Top 5 tight ends, Travis Kelce. List ends right there.
See, I thought you were gonna see. I thought you were gonna say top 5 Iowa athletes, and I was for sure Joey was gonna put Tim Dwight at number 1.
Joey 10 years ago probably would have, but
yeah,
I'm more
Tim
mature
Dwight at least
now.
Top 5 for you. Dan Gable. Does Drew Tate make it?
No. No. It'd probably be 4 wrestlers and Tim Dwight.
True. Steve Mocco. He would make it.
Yeah.
Wait, no, he was Oklahoma State, wasn't he?
Well, he went to Iowa and didn't win a title. So.
What a loser! Even though he has a move
Exactly.
named after him, that's pretty fucking baller, dude.
Is somebody gonna give us Trent's list here?
Right.
Actually, one other thing, I was secretly going to see if I could make Joey laugh by saying one of my top athletes was Joe Mahosky from Prairie Valley, just to see his reaction. Saw that kid had the fastest takedown at 215 I've ever seen in my life.
Oh man. You ask Susan Calkins back in the day when I had 6 block punts and 2 punt return touchdowns. Yeah.
There you go. Little Joey Mahosky, he would have made my top 5 for sure. But
yeah, speaking of changing the game, we added 2 plays just so I could run the ball from the guard spot. Yeah,
that's pretty awesome. How successful were they?
I had 1 run of 74 yards and got tackled at the 2, and 1 run of like 60 yards where I got tackled like the 5.
Nice.
Mm-hmm.
I do have Trent's list now that we've rambled about Joey's athletic prowess back in the day.
Right. I'm super happy. Thank you.
Yeah. I was going to bring it up, so I can't get to it. He has no particular order. Bo Jackson, 2 sport athlete. Tiger Woods dominated, creating the rules against him. Michael Jordan, best ever to play basketball. Would score 45 a game in today's soft league, is what he said, and I probably agree. Yep. Michael Phelps, most decorated. Is he still most decorated Olympian, or is it Simone Biles now? Oh no, Simone Biles didn't because she had the.
I was wondering if, as far as swimmers goes, it did Ledecky pass him?
I thought she did.
Well, most decorated male athlete, then I guess we can Olympian.
No, it's still Michael Phelps.
Okay. How many does he have? 18?
28.
Oh, I was way off. Who's second?
I'm pulling up the list now.
Oh. I was hoping
give us Trent's last 2.
I was hoping it was some Chinese like table tennis champion that had just been to every Olympics for like the last 20 years.
It's some Soviet Union gymnastics lady from 1956 to 64. So,
well, good for her, I guess. Ted Williams was his last one. Still holds the all-time on-base percentage record. Dominated baseball with his batting average. Put his career on hold and served overseas in World War II. Came back and still dominated the MLB. And is also the last player to bat over 400 in 1941. And I thought I was the stats guy on this pod. Trenton pulling out all the numbers.
Is his head still frozen somewhere?
I think so. Speaking of did you hear there's a conspiracy that Disney created the movie Frozen so that anytime you typed in Disney Frozen, the first thing that came up was the movie and not how Walt Disney froze his head?
I didn't know Disney did that.
That's a conspiracy. Yeah, he did. That's a conspiracy theory out there.
Huh. I didn't know Disney did that.
Yeah, cryogenically frozen, I believe.
Is that a common thing among the rich and powerful? Like I know Ted Williams did. I guess Disney did. I don't know of anybody else that's done that.
If I had enough money, I'd do it.
So wait, they straight up did the Futurama?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And way off as far as decorated swimmers go. Phelps has 23 gold medals, and then the next doesn't even have double digits, I don't think. Ledecky has 7, so she's got a ways to go.
But she's really young, though. Well,
she is. She's only 25.
But there's, I guess, also in women's sports, though, that you have to win when you're young, though, because we saw with Shawn Johnson and a little bit with Simone Biles. Like the older you get, the Chinese team every year is it's a whole new team of 5, I think, or however many are on the team.
That's gymnastics. You have to get all those gold medals before your ligaments and bones are finally set. You got to be nice and pliable.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean that's what I'm saying. It's not like I think men more mature into it, and that's where Phelps has the advantage over them. But so I don't know how many gold medals does Coach K have? I think it's 2, right? 2 or 3.
Oh, Carmelo Anthony could be on the Olympic list.
Ooh, most decorated basketball player for sure. He's Mr. Olympics. I think he does have the most with 5. Does he? He didn't have 5 golds because they didn't win. He didn't win one of those years. I know he's got at least 3 of them, but
right. I saw there was a Twitter thing going around. Would you rather have Andre Iguodala's career or Carmelo Anthony's career? And it's like, one's $100 million richer and is going to go down as one of the greatest forwards of all time, and the other one rode the coattails of Steph Curry.
One of them isn't even the best AI in the history of the NBA. It's Allen Iverson. I mean, come on. You can't say which career we'd have.
I'm going to throw this back to high school days whenever I was playing as the 76ers and throwing oops to Iguodala with AI, Allen Iverson, back in the day.
AI
squared.
I think that was when they were on the Nuggets, wasn't it? Or it was the Nuggets, I think. Is that when they were?
They both played for the Sixers.
Did they both play for the Sixers?
Yeah. AI Iverson played with Melo on the Nuggets.
Yep. Also, Melo has a college championship with the Cuse.
Right.
So, maybe one more college title than LeBron, so makes him better.
Woo woo!
I just want to see Joey's face.
Hypothetically, LeBron has like 4 national championships in Ohio State.
You know what? I'll hit you one as well, Joey. He has one more title than Steph Curry in college too. So, Melo, I think we need to discuss top 5 right now.
Yep.
Oh, shit,
more than Durant, more than Greg Oden. Yeah.
I did notice, Trent, when you said Babe Ruth is top athlete, Clark, Trent also said you forgot the accolade. Babe Ruth is a great candy bar. So,
yeah,
I think that you need to put him a little higher on that list. 714 home runs / in my opinion, okay candy bar.
I need you to correct that and say it as Baby Ruth.
Baby Ruth.
Baby. Who's Baby Ruth?
Well, I'll be honest. That's one movie. Like I get the appeal of Sandlot. I just never was like, I have to watch. Like I see Sandlot on, I don't have to watch it. You know, it's not like Catch Me If You Can or the other guys. I'm trying to just list some random movies, but like it's just, I don't know. It never got me. I get it. The large dog and baseball and Sanchez or whatever the hell that fast kid's name was. I can't remember. What was the fast kid's name? Clark is so pissed right now.
I can't even think. I don't know.
The movie didn't have Tom Cruise, even though he's as tall as all those children in that movie. So
he would have fit right in.
Yeah.
Actually, I think Tom Cruise was featured in the pool scene whenever he was one of the, one of the small children.
I was going to say the turds that were floating.
That was a Baby Ruth.
That was a Baby Ruth. Rodriguez. Thank you, Trent. That was the name of the fast kid. Also, Joey, Mission Impossible 4 is on Netflix, so you can just watch Tom Cruise.
Benny the Jet.
Benny the
Rodriguez.
Jet. Yeah. That was what I was trying to think of. I couldn't remember his last name.
I couldn't think either.
So, all right.
I saw that on Netflix and instantly thumbs downed it. So, yeah.
Oh, Jesus. Let's wrap this thing up before we get into more Tom Cruise stuff. No one gives a shit about what we think about him, but I don't know. Anything else that we need to get off our chest before we log off here?
Nope.
Tom Cruise, inspiring small people everywhere.
He's an inspiration to us all. Ryan, anything? You good over there, bud?
I'm good. I'm just taking it all in.
All right, Joey, can you give people the socials?
Yep. Twitter and Instagram at Heartland Pulse. Look us up on Facebook. Just search Pulse of the Heartland. Do the same thing for YouTube. We do this usually every Monday, but sometime between 7 and 9 p.m. Central Time. And we'll let you know on socials beforehand. So double check the tweets and the Facebook.
Whatever time we post, it'll be 30 minutes later because we have technical difficulties.
No, this time our host didn't outright tell us he wasn't going to be on. So maybe next week he'll actually show up.
Oh, maybe. So,
yeah.
I don't know. I felt like we did pretty good on this one. We didn't push the 2-hour limit. We're pretty darn close. But all righty. Right. Well, appreciate everyone listening.
Any episode we can upset Joey on about LeBron James is a good episode to me.
God. I do that enough in my personal time. I didn't even say one word during that whole thing. I just sat back and let you two. I was on my phone texting. So
we got crashed by the greatest golf handicapper ever.
But by the way, the bullshit thing about that is we didn't talk 1 ounce of basketball playoffs at all. Joey did one preview at the very beginning. talk no other basketball, and then we just jump right into the Skip
Hey,
Bayless and Steve
Ryan
A.
said the Golden State Warriors won.
Yeah.
Or did you say that, Brian? I don't know. Somebody
No,
said
Yeah,
it.
I said it. Shout out.
Shout out. So, anyway, alrighty. Appreciate everyone logging in. Talk to you guys later.